Today's a good day. You can walk away.
Yeah, it was pretty weak. So yeah, and then I blew out the windshield in the hail.
And you just got the windshield replaced, right?
I got it replaced last year.
Okay.
So
you didn't replace it when it got the damage from the
No, I left it. That's the power line damages over there.
Okay. Oh, that's good. I thought maybe you had gotten it fixed, and that would suck to like.
Yeah, no, not yet.
Blow it out again.
Well, that's why I kind of blew it out, because it was already jacked up from the power line. So I figured I might as well just finish it off.
There you go.
But yeah, now I guess I gotta get a new one now. We'll see if I can do it. It's pretty dusty. You see the power lines really dug in there.
Yeah, it did.
It caught, and then it's like stock. It was like a plane hit the aircraft.
Okay,
It slowed me down. It was like I was hitting the brakes at the same time. I was hitting the brakes at the same time, but yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, I think we're done for the night.
Yeah, you guys can be able to drive home from here, right?
It'll be a late one, but I think we should probably have to go.
Yeah. What's your name, by the way? Chuck. Chuck. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, we basically
Yeah. Yeah, it's been pretty active so far. Oh yeah, sure. Chuck, right? Yeah, see you, Chuck.
Take her easy, man.
Yeah, you too.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks. I need it after today.
You get it. I know you will.
Yeah. Got a short memory.
You have to, man. You have to.
Yeah. All right, see ya. Hey, I got some food in Des Moines or somewhere. I can't eat Casey's again. There's another Casey's.
Hey, y'all, meteorologist Erica Lopez. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We are watching the severe weather threat all across portions of the plains, all the way from portions of central Texas to now East Texas, and where Storm Chaser Aaron Jayjack is. He is in the Midwest this evening tracking these storms. We're getting new tornado warnings issued left and right all across the Midwest. So let's walk you through what we're watching now on the MyRadar app. And we have a couple of storm systems here. I'm going to start in Texas. If a lot of you are in Texas, let me know in the comment section. I am reading them. Looks like a lot of you joining us this evening from all parts of the Midwest. But let's take a look at what's going on in Texas, where we do have this pretty strong line of storms moving over portions of East Texas. Tyler, Texas, you were under a tornado warning earlier this evening. That threat is now shifting to the east of you, but just to the south here near Franklin, Texas, we do have a tornado warning. Now, this is radar indicated, but this storm does have the capabilities of producing a tornado. And get this, golf ball sized hail. And this goes until 9 o'clock p.m. for central Robertson County. So if you live in this area, make sure you're seeking shelter in the most interior portion of your home is your safest area if you have to seek shelter in this region. Now, another thing I'm concerned about with this particular system is that bow echo-like feature here. That means strong winds are coming into this area. Let's take a look at what's going on in Longview, because that's another populated area in portions of East Texas. This is for western Marion County, Cass County, Harrison County, Upshur County, and Morris and Gregg County until 9:15 p.m. This is a tornado warning, and that is because we are seeing a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located over East Mountain and over White Oak, moving at 55 miles per hour. So let's put on that radar that's closest to this area. So it looks like we're going to turn on that Shreveport radar. I want to see what we're seeing on radar, because although there isn't a confirmed tornado, this data gives us a good indication, at least for us meteorologists, on what we can see there on the ground, if there's any sort of velocity rotation within the storm system. So panning this out, looks like I'm seeing an indication of that. That was that tornado warning earlier that was over Tyler, Texas, and we're still seeing that strong indication of rotation over this area. So definitely seeking shelter if you live anywhere from Longview, Harleton, Oral City, and Jefferson in Texas here. This is where you have a tornado warning that goes through at least 9:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. One of the things I'm concerned with these storms is that this is already happening as the sun has already set. This is when we have the greatest potential of seeing the danger with these storms, especially these overnight threats where you might potentially see some damaging wind gusts and even the threat of tornadoes. So make sure you have those alerts turned on your phone. This will help you get through the rest of the evening. And continue to ask your questions in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. If you have any concerns on where these storms are headed, I'll show you that forecast and that future track in just a couple of moments. But a lot of East Texas also, you're under a tornado watch at least until 2 o'clock a.m. tomorrow morning. So that means you have a couple more hours. This goes into Wednesday. That does include areas of Shreveport, Louisiana, and anywhere in western Louisiana. You guys are under a tornado watch. I'll show you that zone in just a couple of moments. But let's take a look at what's happening across areas of Nebraska and heading into portions of Iowa. Omaha, just south of you, there's actually a tornado warning in place. And this is because of a radar indicated tornado, possible tornado. So nothing confirmed on the ground, but this is for Mills County, Pottawatomie County, and northwestern Sharpie County there. And let me know too if you're in these areas, if I'm mispronouncing these. But that are under a current tornado warning that goes until 9 o'clock p.m. And this is moving at 45 miles per hour. This is a whole line of storms. Look at all of that lightning in association with this line of storms that's pushing through these areas of Iowa. So it's going to be pretty loud for you guys in the next coming minutes if you're anywhere on that Nebraska-Iowa border. And just north of that too, we have several tornado warnings ongoing here. So let's go up the line here. And this is for northeastern Harrison County and Shelby County there in Iowa until 8:45 p.m. Again, this is a tornado producing storm. So it looks like it already has produced a tornado earlier in the night, but nothing is on the ground as of right now. And this was located 8 miles northeast of Logan at 25 miles per hour. So, of course, a damaging tornado is possible with quarter-sized hail in this area. So it looks like actually there are confirmed tornado reports with this area, radar confirmed. And let's see it on velocity there. And we're seeing if we can see that indication of tight rotation. So I am seeing that here on the MyRadar app. You actually have access to these features. This is a premium feature on our app. But there it is, that tight indication of rotation just south of Dunlap, Iowa, and coming into areas of Earling and maybe Defiance, Iowa. So you guys need to be taking shelter. This is just south of the Denison Municipal Airport. And just north of that, there's actually a tornado warning in effect as well. And this goes for Crawford County until 9 o'clock p.m. Central Daylight Time. And that's where we're seeing a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado that was located 7 miles west of Denison. So that's near the airport. So this is radar indicated. So if you're in these areas, any of these counties that I've read off, you need to be taking shelter immediately. Now let's go to the area where our storm chaser is as we speak. This is near just to the north of Fort Dodge there, the northeast, and Mason City. You're under a tornado warning right now. Although this isn't a confirmed tornado, this storm has a potential of producing one at any moment, and golf ball sized hail in association with this storm. So this could make way for damage in this area. So if you're anywhere in Mason City, Clear Lake, Swaldell, and even Rockwell, this is where we're seeing that damaging storm possible with those golf ball sized hail and a lot of lightning coming into this area. Just south of that specific tornado warning, there's actually another cell just to the south, and this is where we're seeing another tornado warning. This is for Wright, Hancock, and Cerro Gordo counties until 9 o'clock p.m. this evening, and that's because we're seeing this tornado. 2-inch hail is possible as well. So this is producing some of that large hail in this region. And I want to turn on the correlation coefficient to see if we're seeing any indication of any sort of debris ball signature, especially with these tornado warnings. These are good indications from seeing it there on the ground. So let's turn on the Des Moines, Iowa radar. And I'm not seeing a strong indication of that, but we can also use differential reflectivity to note any sort of hail that's coming into that region. So I'm not seeing any of that right now, but they're definitely reporting possible golf ball sized hail within this particular storm. And again, this is just to the northeast of Fort Dodge. So in cities of Belmont, Kanawha, Gardner, Ventura, Clear Lake, Mason City, Norris Springs, you guys are all under this tornado warning along Interstate 18 and along I-35 across areas of Des Moines, and even as you get into areas just close there on that Minnesota border. So you guys need to be on the lookout for these particular storms. Now, this whole line of storms, you're seeing it here on the MyRadar. It is all being warned for severe thunderstorms, and this entire line, maybe just to the south of that, but this entire line is in some sort of severe thunderstorm warning. Now, what this means, it's being warned for those gusty winds, a lot of those counties stretching into areas of Iowa and even Nebraska there. Hail up to quarter-sized hail is possible in 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Again, this may lead to damage to some of property there. So be on alert. This is just to the east of Lincoln and Omaha. You are just seeing the brunt of it move over your area. But get ready. If you're in Topeka, Kansas City, you're going to see this in the next couple of hours. St. Joseph, Missouri there, you're also going to get in on this activity. But let's take a look at what we're going to see and look over areas of Texas. And let's take it to our radar there, Damien, on WSI, because we want to show a little bit more clear picture of what's going on here, just to give you a little bit another perspective. Maybe you can't see it very well there, but here's that tornado warning that we've been tracking in areas of Texas. And this is near Franklin, Texas there. This is moving over Highway 79, and this is until 9 o'clock p.m. for Robertson County. Again, this is being warned for golf ball sized hail possible within this particular storm system. There is that tight indication of velocity, and that's where we may potentially see a tornado at any moment. You need to be in your safe zone if you're in this region. So let's take a look at what's going on here across portions of East Texas. We're still seeing that tornado warning. Nothing confirmed on the ground as I'm seeing it at the current moment. This is just to the northeast of Lakeview. And this is until 9:15 p.m. And of course, this is moving 11 miles north of Longview at 55. So this is pushing pretty quickly there along areas of Texas. Now let's go to the Midwest. So there's two areas that we're watching for the potential of tornadic activity later on this evening. And this is why we always remind you to turn on those phones this evening. If you live anywhere in these areas, you really need to be paying attention because of this potentially dangerous weather that will come over your area. So it looks like a tornado warning is still in effect until 9 o'clock p.m. for southeastern Pottawatomie County in Iowa there. And this goes until, again, 9 o'clock p.m. This is just to the east of Omaha, 23 miles to the east at 55 miles per hour. So if you're anywhere in Oakland, you're about to get in on this storm. Let's take a look at where that velocity is currently, and I'll give you a track on it because I want to show you when the storm will arrive in your region. So if you live anywhere in Pottawatomie County in Iowa, this storm system is coming very close to you and it's moving at 55 miles per hour. So let's put on that tracker for anybody who's concerned in this area, and we're going to do the whole stretch of this polygon tornado warning box. But Trainer, Iowa at 8:50, that's when your storm will arrive. 9:01 in Carson and Macedonia at 9:01 p.m. So be on alert. This is a tornado warning that's been issued in your region. Now let's go a little bit to the north. And here you have several tornado warnings in these regions. This is from Earling, Iowa. You have a tornado warning in effect right now, and this goes at least throughout the next several minutes. So let's put on a radar there, and there's that line of storm. So a lot of this line of storm, you're having a little bit of spin embedded with these particular storm systems. A lot of lightning also incoming with these storms. So be on alert here. And although some of these I think are just radar indicated, but doesn't mean you shouldn't be seeking shelter. Quarter-size hail and associated with that storm near Earling, Iowa. And then we have another tornado warning just to the north of this for northeastern Crawford County. And that is because the potential of seeing tornadoes embedded with this line of storms. And really the biggest box that we have right now is this particular storm over Old Lakeview. You're about to get the brunt of the system, and even Sackview. This particular tornado warning, right now, it's a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado, but doesn't mean it doesn't have any velocity indicated within this. It's also moving pretty quickly at 55 miles per hour. So anywhere from areas to the west of Des Moines, be on alert. And then just to the north of Des Moines, closer in on these cities, this is where we're seeing several tornado warnings. Looks like they're also extending a tornado warning into areas of Mason City and just areas to the east of that. So let's take a look and read you that new tornado warning that goes into effect until 9 o'clock p.m. Central Daylight Time for Worth, Hancock, and Cerro Gordo counties. This is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. It's moving at 30 miles per hour, but it's also in association with golf ball sized hail. So be careful in this area, secure belongings that are outside, and make sure you're heading to your safe zone. Really the best area to head into is those most interior portions of your home. And if you have a basement, that is your best shelter to take there. But let's zoom out and take a look at what's going on here. Let's see if we can turn on those velocity indications and give you more of a perspective. So definitely some tight spin there right over Mason City, but I'm not seeing any reports if this is any confirmed tornado on the ground right now. So it looks like spotters have reported a funnel, but it's probably difficult to see what's going on there, especially because it's pretty dark in this region. But right over Mason City, you need to be taking shelter. Let's actually track it out. So if anybody's concerned, is this going to hit? When is this going to arrive in my city? So this is that whole line of storms. There's that velocity. You might be seeing two indications of velocity within this storm, but we'll put a tracker on it. So it's moving at 30 miles per hour. It's not moving pretty quickly, but we'll put the entire warning box under this tracker just for you guys to be on alert. So anywhere in Hanford, your storm will arrive at around 8:54 p.m., 8:59 in Portland, 9:06 in Plymouth, and 9:11 in Norris Springs. These are the areas that are being warned under this tornado warning. It looks like they have extended this particular zone for a severe thunderstorm warning. So although as this moves over areas near Rockford, you're also under a tornado warning. They did extend these particular storms with a severe thunderstorm warning. So a lot of activity going on up here. If you live in this area, you hear that tornado warning going off on your phone, go to your safe zone, go to your tornado shelter. You need to be seeking shelter. These storms, although there's nothing confirmed, they could spin up a tornado pretty quickly. And as we saw, some of these weather spotters have been reporting funnel clouds within this particular storm system. So I know it's a lot going on here. From areas of Texas to even portions of the Midwest, a lot of tornadic activity possible heading into the rest of the evening. So let's give you an update on where we're seeing those tornado watches, because although the storms maybe have not arrived in your area, it doesn't mean you shouldn't be on alert. So all of these areas here you're seeing on your screen, those pink zones, severe thunderstorm watches. So that means you have the capability of seeing damaging wind gusts and extremely large hail is definitely possible. Tornado watches continue for Fort Dodge, Plymouth, and Isterville, even portions of South Minnesota. You guys are under a tornado watch, and then these severe thunderstorm watches extend just south in south portions of Iowa there. And this also goes all the way into areas of Kansas, South Iowa, and even portions of Nebraska there. So be on alert. All of these severe thunderstorm watches are continuing and ongoing. So let's take a look at what's going on across portions of the Central Plains, because this is where we have another tornado watch in effect until 2 o'clock a.m. Central Daylight Time. So really areas to the east of Tyler, from Shreveport to Richwood, El Dorado, and Texarkana, you guys are under this tornado watch until 2 o'clock a.m. Central Daylight Time. Anywhere behind it, you have at least another 2 hours left on this tornado watch. So it does mean that you need to be on alert just in case we do see a tornado warning being issued and you need to head to your safe zone. So a lot of questions coming in. I'm going to try to read them out here. I know a lot of concern with these storms, especially into the overnight hours. And I'll try to catch up to these questions that y'all have. But a lot of you watching from Texas, even Iowa. So somebody asking, is this going to hit Wisconsin? What about Rochester? And these storms, a lot of people are asking, where are these storms right now? A lot of this activity is in areas of both Texas and even in the deep south. You're seeing some light rainfall activity and a lot of lightning in association with it, especially over areas of Memphis, maybe portions of Mississippi. You guys aren't under the threat of severe weather until tomorrow, and that's a whole nother story. We'll track it out for you here in just a couple of moments, but I really want to show you what's going on now. And there's that line of storms. Damien, if we can put up the MyRadar app so we can show what's going on now on the MyRadar app. So there's that line of storms. This is also in Iowa. Kansas, you're under a severe thunderstorm watch. This is a lot of you guys under a threat of any sort of severe weather. All across the plains. It's a lot of real estate there that's under this threat of severe weather. And yes, a lot of places in Kansas, you're on the edge of that line of storms. So this line of storms stretches all the way from, there's Kansas, Salina, Kansas. You're under a severe thunderstorm warning. A lot of lightning coming in, a lot of wind, potentially hail. Again, this is Kansas, and this is Topeka. You're seeing it there just to the east, Wichita just to the north. Really the biggest city in line of these storms is in Salina, Kansas there. So this is that line of storms. So if you go a little bit more north, we're already in the state of Nebraska, where you're still seeing severe thunderstorm warnings in effect and even a tornado warning just to the east of Omaha. That's where all of that activity is right now. If you live in these areas, just be on alert. A lot of wind and hail will come into your areas all the way down from Kansas, Salina, Kansas, into places of Omaha to the east of that. And then if we zoom out and go into areas of Iowa, so what you're seeing on your screen, this is Iowa. That line of storms is moving in there, and we're seeing several tornado warnings. I think the most active region in terms of tornadic activity is just to the north there of Clarion, Iowa, Mason City. You're under a tornado warning. A little bit of spin is being indicated with these storms, and that's where we're seeing the bulk of the activity right now. So let's zoom out and show you a lot of questions coming in. When will this hit my area? So let's take it to WSI, Damien, and put on that tracker. I know it's a little bit zoomed out. I'll just go back and zoom into those specific regions, but I want you to see that there are completely different regions under a severe weather threat, from areas of the Midwest all the way down into areas of Texas and the deep south. So let me edit these labels really quickly so you guys have a better perspective on where these cities are. So we'll do that, and then we'll add some on here. So Kansas City is there, Des Moines, Iowa is there, and there's Minneapolis. Oklahoma City is just to the north of that. So Dallas, anywhere from Shreveport, you're going to be under the risk of severe weather later on this evening. So timing it out. So this is about the next hour or so. So around 11 o'clock p.m. Central Daylight Time, I think a lot of that bulk of the storm activity will be to, I don't know what happened to my cities. Let's do that again for better perspective. So Kansas City, there's Des Moines, and there's Minneapolis. So Des Moines, your storm activity will start to pick up, I think, after the midnight hour. Once it gets there, it'll be a lot of lightning, maybe a lot of gusty winds, but the tornadic activity, I think, will diminish. Doesn't mean it's completely zero. You still need to be on alert, but a lot of these storms already produce those dangerous tornadoes we saw earlier in the evening. So there it is around midnight. And what you're seeing down there in Texas is a little bit concerning to me. We've already been seeing damage reports across portions of South Dallas because of the winds that came in with this storm. So this is already producing those damaging wind gusts. And with a feature like that down by Shreveport there, and I'll zoom in so you know what I'm talking about. This is what I'm concerned about. That means very gusty winds. This is a potential of being damaging wind gusts and maybe some embedded rotation within this particular storm system. This is at about 11 p.m. between 11 and midnight there in East Texas. You guys be on alert. Anywhere from Nacogdoches to Lufkin, Texas. All of you guys, I know you see the severe weather frequently over this area. Just be on alert and have that safety plan heading into the rest of the evening. And then as we play this out, a lot of that activity will be found just to the east of Shreveport, heading into areas of Mississippi, where you also have that overnight threat of these tornadic storm activity, and that'll eventually reach areas of Jackson, Mississippi. That goes all the way up into Memphis. But let's time it out for those who are wondering, when's it going to arrive in my area in the Midwest? Because the Midwest is also another area that we're watching pretty closely. So here it is, that line of storms. It's coming into areas of Des Moines at least around midnight to 1 a.m. Kansas City, you'll get the bulk of it between 1 and 2. But here's that feature. We may see gusting out of this storm. So that means wind gusts will start to pick up in the overnight hours. Just be on alert. Let me change this up to go a little bit further out than what we're seeing here. So let's time it out through the 8 o'clock hour. So a lot of you guys asking, there's those storms, a lot of storm activity across portions of the deep south from Memphis. And you guys across the deep south, you've been seeing a lot of rain. So another concern that I have with the storms, because you already saw a lot of rain over the last couple weeks, is that flooding potential, especially across portions of the deep south. But there's what we have, at least as of 7 o'clock tomorrow morning on Wednesday. Now, these storms will start to regenerate in portions of South Dallas there. And this is a little bit concerning, especially for the morning hours, because this is where we have the potential of seeing some strong storms in areas south of Dallas and even in areas in Oklahoma City. So Tulsa, you might get in on this activity, and even portions of the Midwest. So a lot of you guys, I know it's a lot to track, but this is a lot of activity. So if you live anywhere in the plains, be on alert for tomorrow. And let's show you that threat for tomorrow before I go back to what's actually happening, because I had some questions about what's going on for tomorrow. And this is concerning because this is a level 4 out of 5 of severe weather where tornadoes could be strong in this region. This includes areas of the deep south, from areas of Arkansas to Memphis, Paducah, Kentucky, St. Louis, possibly heading into tomorrow. And I think a lot of this activity will start in the late morning to afternoon hours. So you definitely need to be vigilant. This is the area that we're watching. And although you're not in this red zone anywhere, any of these cities highlighted, be on alert for that severe weather that will continue heading into tomorrow. So this is already, it's only Tuesday, and we're already seeing what these storms can already do. We already saw it yesterday. So you definitely need to be on alert and stay safe if you're in these regions. So let's time it out and heading into the rest of your Wednesday. So there are those storms, what's left over of the storms on Tuesday. or I should say this evening and heading into Wednesday, and take a look at what happens as we get into the evening hours. This is that line of storms, those storms starting to bubble up pretty quickly across portions of the deep south between 2 and 3 p.m. And that's really where the concern of possibly seeing some strong tornadoes lies, from areas of Memphis all the way up into St. Louis. St. Louis, you're just going to see rain early on in the morning as well. But really, I think some of the severe stuff may start to get going as early as lunchtime tomorrow, and that will continue. A lot of rain coming in for you guys. And then eventually these storms ahead of this line start to bubble up in areas of Mississippi, New Orleans, under the threat again of severe weather. And then this eventually moves into areas of the deep south. Once again, a lot of rain incoming into the evening hours, and that potentially severe weather still ongoing. So this is going to be quite an active Wednesday for a lot of the deep south. And then this line of storms pushes into areas of the southeast, and that's where we have a risk of severe weather, but not as potent as what we're already seeing this evening. So be on alert, you guys. These storms are pretty strong. So let's go back and show you what's going on the current radar. A lot of activity to track here this evening, from areas of even Kansas to Nebraska, all the way into Iowa and portions of South Minnesota. So let's take a look at what's going on across East Texas. A lot of storm activity here. Looks like we have a tornado warning, a new one that was just issued here over the last several minutes. And this is for DeSoto Parish. Looks like going into Louisiana. So I think it's coming right over that Texas-Louisiana border there. If I zoom out a little bit more, you can kind of see it there. So there's that tornado warning in Texas and Louisiana. So this does include DeSoto Parish in Louisiana, Caddo Parish, Harrison County in Texas, Panola County, and East Central Rusk County until 9:45 p.m. And this is because of a severe thunderstorm that's capable of producing a tornado. Let's take a look at what's going on there in radar, in velocity. So not a very good indication. Looks like I do have to toggle on that new radar there so we could get a better look, a better view of what's going on there with velocity. So I'll do that here in a bit. But a lot of you guys, be on alert. Carthage, Texas, be on alert. That storm is coming in just a couple moments. So let's actually put a tracker if you're concerned. If you live in this area, what time will this storm get to me? So let's put a tracker. Let's put the now. And it's moving at 50 miles per hour. And Damien, feel free to let me know what Aaron's up to as well. I want to see what his next plan of attack is. But he's still out there chasing for us this late evening. And we're still here because I think really the highest potential. We already saw several tornadoes, but this could be a very dangerous evening for a lot of the plains tonight. But let's track this out. And this is for areas of East Texas going into Louisiana. Delray, Texas, 9:07 p.m. is when this tornadic storm will go into your area. 9:16 p.m. in Carthage, 9:25 in DeBerry, in Keatchie, Louisiana at 9:46 p.m. That's when that storm will arrive in your region. A lot of lightning also in association with this storm. See if we got any hail tracker on here. Let's toggle that on so you guys can see there at home. So I'm not seeing any super big indications of hail right now, but I want to zoom out and use this for other storms that we've been tracking. See if I can get that on there. So not a huge indication that we're seeing hail in this area. Maybe seeing pea-sized hail in some of these areas. But right now, these storms are just going to produce those gusty winds, especially incoming for these areas near Lufkin, Texas. Looks like Nacogdoches, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. So what does that mean? 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Now, these storm systems, as they pushed into areas of South Dallas, they did leave behind some damage. Nothing too crazy, but I was seeing damage reports coming out of areas of South Dallas. And this is that same storm system, especially right here, where I'm seeing that indication of a bow echo. They're warning this for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. So if you live in Nacogdoches and Lufkin, this storm is about to come into your area. So let's actually put a tracker on it and time it out for anybody who's concerned in this region. And we'll do the edge of the storm and time it out into areas of Nacogdoches. So there it is. Nacogdoches, this storm will arrive at 9:25 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Be on alert. 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts are coming for you guys. Dotson at 9:11, 9:22 in Garrison. And let's put a tracker here near Lufkin because I know a lot of you guys might be living here. And let's do the correct. So there it is. It's really hard to get that particular storm because it's just right in that cusp of the bow. But let's do this. And Lufkin around 9:46 p.m. is when that storm will arrive in your area. And I know a lot of you guys who watch us, you live in East Texas. So be on alert here. And we'll give you an update on this new tornado warning. I just saw them issue this. And this is for Normandy, Texas, just to the east of Franklin. And this is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado for Robertson and Leon County, with golf ball sized hail possible with this storm. So let's put on the hail tracker and see. Yep, looks like we have a hail core coming just to the east of Franklin. Golf ball sized hail being indicated on radar here. So be on alert here. Make sure you're seeking shelter. Don't be outside. The storm is producing some pretty dangerous hail and possibly damaging within this storm. So again, this is for areas just to the east of Franklin. And let's see if we can zoom in to see if there's any city that's popping up, but we'll put a tracker on it for you guys. So this is where the hail core is. And if we track it out to areas of Leona and Normandy, it's about to arrive in your area at 9:25 p.m. Mecca at 9:29, La Ciola at 9:35 and 9:39 p.m. at Leona. So be on alert here. This is golf ball sized hail being reported with this particular storm that's under a tornado warning in areas of Texas. So let's go back to the north and take a look and check in on this line of storms. This is an extensive line. This goes for miles. This is all the way down into areas of Kansas, stretching all the way into areas of Iowa. So actually, let's measure it out because this is a long line of storms, and this goes about maybe 450 miles long. That's a whole stretch. That's a whole lot of real estate under this threat of this line of storms that's moving across areas of the Midwest. So let's zoom in and give you a quick update on what's going on with these tornado warnings here. Looks like Carroll, you're under a tornado warning that's continuing, and I'm seeing if we're receiving any reports of a confirmed tornado here, but I'm not seeing that right now. Crawford County, Carroll County until 9:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So you have another 20 minutes or so on this tornado warning. Sac City, severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado until 9:15 p.m. So this is about to expire in about 3 minutes. And checking in on what's going on here in portions of Mason City. Looks like they did issue a new tornado warning, and this goes until 9:45 p.m. for Mitchell in north central Iowa County there. $50 size hail is also possible. So I want to put that hail tracker on there as well. And you're seeing that hail core just to the east of Mason City. Osage, you're about to get in on this hail as well. Quarter size hail is being reported with this. I'm not seeing any big indications of that large hail like we were seeing in Texas, but you guys be on alert that hail is coming in quick for areas just to the east of Mason City. So that means Osage, Grafton, Rock Falls, Nora Springs, just north of you. That's where that hail core is. I'm reading your questions just to make sure I didn't leave out any of your questions. And if you ask, please let me know in what state to you as well when you put in the cities. It really does help me out a lot, since this is a large stretch of you guys under these warnings. So let's see what's going on here. I want to get the latest updates on these warnings. Of course, we're going to keep you on here throughout the rest of the evening. And of course, our storm chaser Aaron Jayjack, he's been out in the field these past several days. He arrived in the plains during the weekend. He was out chasing for us yesterday in areas of Arkansas, where Arkansas, you saw several reports of tornadoes yesterday, and then he went all the way up into areas of Iowa. So Aaron has been driving quite a bit these past couple hours, and he's been giving us good visuals on the ground of what's occurring with that severe weather situation across portions of the Midwest. So let me read the latest stats on these tornado warnings really quickly. And y'all keep those questions coming. I do read the comment section here. Thankfully, right now, we're not seeing any confirmed tornadoes on the ground, but one of the other primary risk factors is this golf ball sized hail. So you still need to be vigilant and on alert, because if you're not seeing a tornado warning, you will be under the threat of this extremely dangerous hail that continues to fall across portions of the Midwest. So I'm not seeing anything. Thankfully, no confirmed tornadoes on the ground right now. But you guys stay on alert over the next several days. This severe weather threat continues heading into tomorrow. And if maybe you don't live in portions of Iowa, this will continue into areas of the southeast, from the same areas really that have been under the threat of severe weather over the last several weeks. It seems like we've been under the threat of severe weather for months every week. So I know a lot of you guys may be on the edge with these storms, especially with what they've already produced. But just be on alert, be vigilant, always have that plan ready, what you're going to do if you're under a tornado warning, especially if there's a confirmed tornado on the ground. You need to know where your safe zone or your tornado shelter is within your home, or maybe you have something local. If you live in a mobile home, definitely look into anything that has a safer structure than where you live. Mobile homes are the worst areas that you can be during tornado warnings. And you want to locate where those shelters are near you, and maybe go to a family member's house or a friend's house. If there's a threat of severe weather, you know ahead of time to plan it out and maybe stay there for a bit, especially during these tornado warnings where they can be pretty dangerous at times. But I'm just zooming into areas of Texas right now and seeing if there's any indications of a confirmed tornado. But I'm not seeing that so far right now. Another big issue too that we've been dealing with, I know there's a lot going on in the weather world right now. Not only are we dealing with severe weather, there's critical fire weather conditions occurring at the current moment in areas of the plains, from the Texas Panhandle all the way to Oklahoma, stretching into areas of the plains. So if you're not under this severe weather threat, you're under that critical fire weather conditions. And not only that, there's also an ongoing blizzard across portions of the Dakotas. So you get a little bit of everything. You know, this is what happens during the spring season. I think this season, though, has been a little bit more robust than usual, and especially with these drastic changes in temperature and all this snowfall in the cold air. You're definitely seeing that right now over areas of North Dakota. That's where you're seeing those blizzard conditions, because these winds have been howling for days, and that's what's also leading way to those critical fire weather conditions across portions of the plains. So this is all connected, and that's how weather works. Everything's connected, with severe weather on one side of the warm sector of this particular storm system, and then behind it, that colder air in North Dakota, bringing in all those gusty winds, and that stretches all the way into areas of the plains where we're seeing that fire weather risk. So I'm reading your questions now. Somebody's asking about Atlanta. Atlanta, you're going to get your threat heading into late Wednesday into Thursday. So that's tomorrow evening into the overnight. So somebody says they're in Jefferson, Iowa. So areas in Iowa, I think if you're in Jefferson, let's see, Jefferson, Iowa is just to the northwest of Des Moines. So you guys, I'm pretty sure there's storms near you. You might actually be near this tornado warning. So Jefferson, you're just to, yeah, you're about to get in on this brunt of the storm. So there's a severe thunderstorm warning to the west of you. And this is being warned for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. But not only that, there's also a tornado warning that's really close to you. You're not under a tornado warning. Get ready, though. Know where you're going to go if you're under a tornado warning. This is why they issue those tornado watches. But this particular system, that's where we have that tornado warning for southwestern Carroll County until 9:30 p.m. Let's take a look at the latest stats on what's going on here on velocity. So let's turn that on. So it looks like a very good indication of rotation within this system. I want to check in on this hail, though. because we might be seeing some hail. Not very big hail, but maybe some pea-sized hail just to the south of this system. But if you live in Jefferson, somebody was asking about that, get ready for the storm. It's about to come into your area here within the next couple of minutes. Let's put a tracker on it. I always love using the tracker because it does give you a good perspective on when these storms could potentially arrive in your area. So this storm is moving at 30 miles per hour. So we definitely have to change the tracker on here to get an accurate reading. These storms are moving a little bit slower than the storms that we're seeing in Texas. So Jefferson, your storm will arrive here within the next hour or so at 10:11 p.m. Carroll at 9:22 p.m. Coon Rapids at 9:39, 9:52 in Baynard, and Scranton at 9:53. So you guys, all of you guys are in the path of the storm that's being warned. So again, get ready, know what you're going to do if you're under a tornado warning, and know where your safe zone, safe spot, the best shelter area in your home. So let me get the latest stats on these tornado warnings. Aaron earlier was seeing some very loud thunder, some pretty powerful thunderstorms moving through areas of Iowa. So let me know, have you felt these storms in your area? Whatever Aaron was seeing, that was just a strong storm. Some crazy lightning ongoing in those regions. Most of these are radar indicated tornado warnings. What do we have on Aaron's stream, Damien? I wonder if he said he was heading south. Looks like he's driving right now. Not sure exactly where he is. Yeah, but keep your questions coming. Damien and I are here for you guys. Damien working there in the background, giving me updates on what Aaron's up to, what these storms, where he is in Iowa. Not sure if he's still there, but he was somewhere in northwestern Iowa earlier in the evening, and he was tracking this line of storms. Like I said, he did drive up from Arkansas yesterday. Pretty long evening across those regions. So these storms are moving really quickly. So this tornado warning in Texas, it's going to cross Interstate 45 there, I-45, just to the south of Centerville. So you guys be on alert. Normandy, this storm is coming into your region right now. This is for Brazos and Madison County in southeastern Texas until 9:45 p.m. Golf ball sized hail, that's what I was seeing earlier. So not only do you have the tornado threat, you also have this extremely large hail threat, and that's going to come into areas of Normandy right now. So seek shelter, stay inside. This is where we're seeing some extremely dangerous hail possibly in this area. Okay. Des Moines. So Aaron is actually really close to Des Moines right now. He's approaching Des Moines. So I imagine he's along. So here's Des Moines. So yeah, he's going ahead of this line of storms. He's probably driving on Highway 80 right now. Looks like he's on a big interstate. But yeah, he's trying to get ahead of this line of storms because this is going to get pretty nasty here in the next coming hours. But yeah, that line of storms will eventually reach areas of Des Moines. Might weaken as it gets there. But we'll have to see where Aaron targets tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to pose a very dangerous day too across areas of the Deep South. It's a lot of back and forth for him, going up there and then possibly having to come back down to the Deep South. But we'll see what he targets tomorrow. So I'm just kind of zooming around this radar right now. Okay. So there's that line of storms. Continue asking your questions. Of course, if you hop off this chat or this live stream, we do have social media updates going on throughout the rest of the evening. Of course, we're going to keep you up to date with what's going to happen heading in tomorrow. We will be back here tracking these storms for tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to pose another dangerous threat. It might be in the early morning hours as well as this line of storms pushes to the east. So let's show you that tracker. So first, I want to show you the severe weather risk for tomorrow. So here it is. This is a level 4 out of 5 of severe weather, moderate risk of severe weather into tomorrow. And that includes areas of Memphis, St. Louis, you're just to the north of the danger zone. Paducah, Kentucky, you're under this severe weather threat. Little Rock, you're just to the east of it, but you're still under this enhanced risk of severe weather, which is a level 3 out of 5. And even areas in Louisiana. All of you guys, be on alert. This is where that severe weather risk lies tomorrow. So tracking it out. In the early morning hours, a lot of that activity might get going in areas of Mississippi, and then it dissipates. But then you have a second round of storms, and it's already tracking into areas of St. Louis, Tulsa, Oklahoma at around lunchtime. And then these storms start to bubble up pretty quickly. Again, Shreveport, you're going to be under the threat of severe weather heading into tomorrow afternoon. And then just south of Little Rock, that's where we have those indications of those individual cells. And then eventually this just bubbles up and bursts into the evening hours. So 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock hour, be paying attention if you live anywhere in northern Louisiana to even areas of Mississippi from Jackson along I-20 and just north of New Orleans. That's where we might see that storm activity bubble up. And then we'll replay it again for those of you guys who live in the Midwest. Just south of St. Louis, that line of storms also starts to form. And then eventually, I think the between 5 and 9 p.m. tomorrow evening is really the most dangerous hours for these storms. So be on alert between 5 and 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time, anywhere from St. Louis all the way down to New Orleans, Jackson, Mississippi, Nashville, areas of Indianapolis. You guys are under the threat of severe weather. And then that continues heading into the late evening and eventually the overnight hours. With Louisiana, you might see another line of storms moving over your area in the early morning for Thursday. And these storms track into areas of the deep south there and southeast. So you guys be on alert, be careful, and be vigilant over the next coming hours. And thank you for all of those comments that are coming in. I am reading all of your comments. A lot of you guys tuning in this evening. And we might end the stream here soon. But of course, we'll be up and giving you updates on social media. A lot of these are radar indicated with golf ball sized hail. Might see some rotation within these storms. So if you're under a tornado warning, make sure you are seeking shelter right now. Yeah, so let's take one more update, Damien, on what's going on the MyRadar app. And then I think we are going to end the stream for now. Of course, if any more severe weather, anything dangerous and imminent, we will hop on, and we will also be here tomorrow as well. This has been a whole stretch of days that we've been covering severe weather, especially with Aaron being out in the field and just these dangerous storms that have really been robust over this really tornado season. But let's take a look at this tornado warning. This goes until 9:45 p.m. for Brazos County, Madison County. And this is also being warned for golf ball sized hail. So Norman G, you're about to get in on this golf ball sized hail. Madisonville, anywhere along Interstate 45. You guys are going to get the brunt of this storm system. This will cross Highway 45 or Interstate 45 there. Shreveport, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. That's a large population there. And this goes until 10:15 p.m. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. Let's go up to the Midwest now and track these storms because some of them have tornado warnings indicated. Looks like we might have a new one up here. This is for until 10 o'clock p.m. for Greene, Calhoun, and Carroll County. Again, until 10 o'clock p.m. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. This is right over Carroll. I want to turn on the radar so we can see what velocity is doing. So there's the storm. There's a velocity. So Carol, you're actually under 2 tornado warnings right now, since you're on that like line of storms, that edge of the polygons of both of them. But right now, nothing confirmed. I am seeing an indication of tight rotation there that just passed over Halber. A lot of lightning in association with these storms as well. So if you live anywhere, this is all in Iowa. Halbor, Carroll, Lanesboro, Lake City, Lorville, Litterdale. This is where that line of storms is coming in, potentially seeing some rotation within it, and you need to be seeking shelter right now. So it looks like we do have 1 tornado warning left here, just to the east of Mason City. This tornado warning goes until 9:45 p.m. So you have another 15 minutes on this for Mitchell County. And this is being warned for half dollar-sized hail as well. And it's moving into areas of Osage, Riceville, and McIntyre there. And this, they actually extended this particular warning with a severe thunderstorm warning until 10:15 p.m. And that's a little bit longer. But Mitchell County, Howard County, under this severe thunderstorm, this is actually being warned for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and ping-pong-sized hail. So you guys get ready from Stacyville, McIntyre, and Riceville, Iowa. That storm is coming into you with golf ball sized hail. So a lot of you guys under the threat of severe weather, stay vigilant. We will be here with you guys tomorrow as well, keeping you up to date on this severe weather threat. And of course, if you have any questions during the rest of the evening, feel free to message us. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram there, all of those areas, all those social media platforms. You can follow us on there. And I am looking at the questions. Let's take one more round of questions here, and then we'll end it on R. So somebody's asking about Panola County, Texas. We're located in Orlando, Florida. Yeah, Louisiana will eventually get these storms. So somebody's asking for Carthage, Texas. And so it looks like you guys are about to get in on this line of storms as well. I would imagine you're under a severe thunderstorm warning, so get ready for those wind gusts. All of that lightning is right over you right now. But after this pushes through, things will calm down, at least for the rest of the evening, so nothing to worry about there. But I'm imagining right now you're receiving a lot of wind and a lot of lightning in association with these storms. So, of course, keep it with us here on our social media platforms. We're going to continue to update you guys. Stay safe, and we'll catch you back here tomorrow.